All right. Nation. Yes, yes. It's your boy Graphic Raider. The views expressed here are Graphic Podcast. I am here with my Raider sister, Black Widow. How are you doing, Queen?
Good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on today. I'm really honored to get this kick started with you.
It's an honor to have you on here as well. I know you're an advocate of it as well. I've seen you speak on it before on Facebook and all over the place on social media. So I was like, I have to have my sis on to come talk her. Just tell your story. And Squid is in the building as well. Squid.
Hey.
What up? How you doing, man?
Doing all right. How you guys doing?
Really good. It's a blessing to have you guys here. Shout to Squid as well, man. Once he see me put up a thumbnail about this, he reached out and said, this is something that I want to talk about. And I've been wanting to do something with my brother for a while anyway. So this was the perfect situation to just come over here and tell our stories. Everybody in the chat, do not be afraid to speak yours as well. We want to answer everybody's questions. We want to hear everybody's testimony tonight. We're going to start doing this every Monday. And whenever you guys are available, I would love to have you guys on future shows as well. But let's get a kick started. Black Widow, tell me a little bit about yourself and tell me about your story and your struggles that you deal with mental health as well.
Man, well, first of all, today was a really bad mental health day. But it got gradually better. I was diagnosed with depression in 93, 94, I think. And diagnosed with anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder in 1999. And, I've been up and down, those with mental health, understand the struggles sometimes, the real struggles, and then, your kind of down peaks and your high peaks and everything in between. But, yeah, I've been dealing with that for a long time. I take Lexapro for my anxiety and depression. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
There's the days where it's like nothing can help. But I've been currently dealing with a lot of stress with moving. It's like one thing after another is not going right. And so it's really taken a toll on my mental health lately. But, I've been hanging in there and
for those who don't deal with mental health, it could be something as simple as a move that triggers your anxiety, that triggers your depression. I've dealt with depression and anxiety my entire life, PTSD as well. A lot of, my childhood was a little crazy, abuse and, all kind of crazy stuff. So I still live with that every day. And, to have my sons and my daughter, like I preach. Sometimes I kind of overcompensate because I don't want my family to ever deal with what I had to deal with. But it's crazy. But just know, sis, you're gonna get through it. Don't worry about it. Once it's over, it's over. You know what I'm saying? And I did the Mexico thing as well. It didn't work for me. My thing that I tried to work with, I work out a lot. I do a lot of working out. I'm in the gym heavy. Even breathing exercises. As much as that sounds crazy, I've kind of downloaded a bunch of apps and I kind of do little things like that. But Squid, man, tell me, brother, you as well. I want to know a little bit about your story as well.
So honestly, and I mean, I'm just going to open up straight up from the bat. Like what got me into mental health and everything I do is I lost my dad to suicide just over about 2 years ago. So that was kind of my like, oh shit, this is real. And it's one of those, you don't know what you don't know until it hits you. And well, there's no other way for it to hit me. Like, boom, ton of bricks. And mind you, at the same time, I was actually at my best friend's house. He had to go home. He was stateside. I'm living overseas. He came home to bury his spouse. So I'm already not in a good state. Like I'm already dealing with the loss of a good friend of mine, being his support system. And then I get the phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning saying, hey, your dad just hung himself. So
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
That was my
yeah.
But
my brother hung himself when he was 16. So I trust, I know like to lose a dad, to lose a brother, that it's tough and that weighs on you forever. Like it weighs on you forever because sometimes it's crazy as it seems. Like I have this song called Mental Health where it's like, as crazy as it seems, like I think about killing myself, but I want to live so much. You know what I mean? So like you deal with those thoughts. You deal with those thoughts, you know, and my little brother hung himself with PlayStation cords from a on his bed. And anytime I see certain stuff like that, I'm like, oh my God, like it's anything as simple as watching my sons play a video game. I'm like, damn, it pops in my head.
That'll never go away either.
Ever. And you know, one of my best friends, Jeremy, he hung himself from the garage. He hung himself and hit the click and the garage went up. Crazy. So Squid, trust me, brother, I'm gonna pray for you and pray for your strength. I know you're a good
honestly,
man.
So that
Go ahead,
you
brother.
touched on it though. It's yeah, cool. My dad's not here, and honestly, the person that helped really get myself together. Shout out to my fiance. I don't know if she's watching or not, but for the longest, she's in those months where I didn't know what the fuck was going on. My life was upside down. I was going to work. I was doing what I had to do.
Yeah.
Between whatever March plus a few months, and I look at pictures, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I was living my life. I was doing what I had to do out overseas and having a blast. Like, don't get me wrong. I couldn't tell you what happened, and she was my cornerstone, and we touched on it. Like, on top of this, going back, like my personal, like the first time I thought about, earliest I remember thinking about honestly killing myself was when my best friend was killed.
Yeah.
16 years old. The story of fucking good kid on his way to fucking college came to my house and said, "Hey, let's meet up. You want to go out tonight?" I said, "No, I'm good. I'll see you tomorrow." That tomorrow still haunts me. He was killed down the street from my house. And it's something that it took me a long time to realize I had to get this out, and I started to go into therapy and counseling.
Good for you, brother.
Helping unload that. Yep. Like, I can't do this alone. And that's what I realized is, I mean, some people can, power to them. I can't, and that's fine. And this is why we're here to talk about it. I know
and we need this. Like, people need to hear your testimony, because this is going to help a lot of people, man. You know, this is to help anybody. This is a nation. Look, people don't really realize this is really a family, man. Like, I seen Black Widow in Vegas week 2. I went up and gave you a hug. We were all in line, you know, to go inside Raider Image. Never talked to her one day in my life. It's family. This is what we do. And if we can't talk to each other about this type of stuff, then you can't call it a family, man. So I appreciate you guys. I look up to both of y'all for being able to speak and talk. Tell me right now, Black Widow, what do you do outside of, you know, the medication? What do you do in order to get your triggers down a little bit? What do you do?
So my main thing is like distracting my brain from some of those thoughts that start to creep in. A lot of times I listen to ASMR. I don't know if a lot of people know what that is, but I can't exactly remember what it stands for. It's basically certain sounds that can trigger calmness.
Yes.
For me, it can be tapping or water sounds. You know, there's certain weird role play ones. I ain't down with those, like whatever, you know. but you know, like, you know, every night I go to sleep with either, like, you know, water running or, you know, that kind of thing, and that really calms me down at night. But if I find myself in like an attack or something, I usually just get, like, honestly, I just hop on Facebook and I'm looking through memes and, you know, making myself laugh and that kind of thing. But it doesn't always work. It's a temporary distraction sometimes. So, you know, like Squid was saying, been to therapy a couple of times in my life. It helped tremendously. And I think, honestly, we need to normalize that, because someone says you're in therapy and people are like, oh my gosh, they're so fucked up in the head. It's like, nah, man.
No,
like,
not at all.
You just need someone to talk to that doesn't judge you, you know? So
I had a really good therapist. I went a few years back. I quit drinking alcohol because that was a really big trigger. I mean, wrong. I'm back on my beer and I still have my little stuff. But back then it was really, really I was just doing so much because I lost so many people back to back. And it was just like crazy. Like, in my life, I've literally lost a lot of friends, a lot of family, at least over 50 people. And it just always back to back, and it killed me. So I kind of found alcohol as a release. And you know, for sure. And I went and found a therapist, talked to her. It's always great to talk to a stranger, because like you said, you don't get the judgment. They're just there to listen to you and tell them what you think. I'm thankful that I have music. I've done music for over 20 years. So music was also a trigger as well because of the lifestyle that comes with it. So, it's kind of a bittersweet kind of situation because I'm in the clubs performing and doing this and doing that. And then next thing I know, I'm like, I'm happy, I'm high, but then I'm high. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. Squid, man, tell me a little bit more, man. Like, how are you with what you're doing right now? Like, what are you doing day by day, brother, to help? I like what Black Widow said, like the sounds. I have white noise every night. That helps me go to sleep every single night. Without that, I can't even sleep.
Yeah, me too.
What are some things that you use outside of therapy and just your regular that helps you with the triggers as well?
I mean, for me, like you said, the first one is my biggest piece is using their legacy and their memory to move on. Like that to me will forever be my driving force for what I do. The reason, like you said, this is absolutely a family. I met Widow a few years back in London, and she didn't know who I was. I was just coming out, literally my first year in London, and I was messaging her back and forth. What about this? What about that? Crusader Raider, same thing. Like I was new learning, and like you said, she didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
But as we're family, but so yeah. Anyways, definitely, the memory is my biggest piece. It's kind of what drives me, my number one driving force.
Yeah.
I mean, the other one, big piece being the fiance support system and kind of acknowledging that I love my fiance, get married this year. She's not my counselor. And that's not to say negatively on her, but it's not fair for me to dump every single one of my problems on her. Yeah. I love my girl to death. I do. Yes. She's amazing. But it's not fair to unload on her. And I don't want to put that expectation.
In my life, she doesn't understand how I'm still here. She's like, how are you still like manage to continue to do? Because I have to keep myself so busy. She's like, you hustle so hard. I'm like, because I have to. Sometimes I hustle so much that I'm exhausted, but I need to do it in order to just keep my brain off of just thinking, going that direction. Because y'all know, once you go into that direction, it's very difficult. I see Black Widow because I've seen you on Facebook before a few times, like talking about your struggles, because I know certain things will trigger you. Like I'll see you say like, I'm having a bad day today because this and that, or, please pray for me. Sometimes we need those outlets. And to be honest with you, I love that you guys can put the nation on. Like you guys came today with your shit on. I love this, like, because that is the outlet. It's more than just, people say costumes. That's not a costume. That is real life. That is what we believe in right there. You know what I mean?
It's a lifestyle, man.
Yes, it is. It's a real lifestyle. How has the nation helped you, Black Widow? Let me ask you that, because we got the nation in here. Everybody's chiming in. How has the nation helped you?
Actually, Squid helped me out with a problem probably like 6 months ago or so, and I came to him about and confided in him in something. And Squid and I are friends, but we're not super close or anything. But I know that he's an advocate for certain things, and I was like, man, if I know if I can talk to him, he ain't full of shit. And I don't mean that in like a negative way. It's just that's what he advocates. So I was like, not that I wanted to put you to the test or anything, Squid, but I figured out of all people, you would understand what the fuck I was going through. Sorry, what I was going through.
No, talk that shit. Talk that shit over here. Talk that shit. It's all good.
Okay, all right. And so, he helped me and understood, gave me some advice, and it was fine, and I really appreciate that. And just in general, made some really amazing friends through Raider Nation, and even my husband, he got me into the Raiders 21 years ago, and kind of also the same as Squid. He doesn't deal with anxiety or depression or anything like that, but he understands as much as he can, and he comforts me when stuff's bad. Like, yesterday and today were both really bad days, and he came home from work and immediately just like engulfed me in his arms, and it's okay. Plus I'm an empath anyway, so like all my emotions are 100 or nothing. So it's nice to have that support system at home, and I know that a lot of people don't have support systems, and it's important to reach out to people that you can trust. And if you don't necessarily have somebody that you can trust, please feel free to reach out to me.
Yes. And see, one thing I think both of you guys will agree with as well. The nation is an outlet, but it's also a lot of triggers can come from it as well, because a lot of people, they come out of the woodworks and they feel like everyone has ulterior motives. They feel like, everyone's not perfect. We're not perfect at all, but we should never judge each other. If you're in the nation, don't do that shit. I see people get into it with you on Facebook, Twitter. It's just crazy to me. It's like, we're supposed to be a family. Let's not do that. If anything, let's keep our arguments behind closed doors, because once it goes social, then it just becomes a whole nother thing. But yes, like, I do this show, and sometimes this triggers my anxiety. It's sometimes it's like, oh, you know what? My wife would tell me, like, babe, go in the room. Don't do a show tonight. Please just leave it alone. Between the coffee and this and that. And, I'm literally up going like forever. Like, I just don't stop.
Yeah.
I deal with OCD as well. I have ADHD. So it's like everything is, it's nonstop.
Relatable.
Yeah, and I have twin boys, so I'm literally walking behind them, cleaning up my house all day, stressed out. But I know that I have like a great, solid. I would love to meet your husband one day too. One day we got to get the wife.
Shout out,
we got to do Rolo. All of us. That would be great, man.
Well, we'll be at the game in Dallas. We'll both be there at the game in Dallas.
There we go. That's our chance right there. And I would love to do one of these live, if possible, where we can kind of just talk at the stadium and do a live and talk about mental health as well.
Oh yeah.
Squid, let me ask you, do you have any kids, brother?
No kids.
Okay.
Nah, it's just me.
Okay.
So, most of you know, I was gonna say most of you know, some of you don't. I am so you won't see me at too much with. I am active duty still. Been doing thing for a little bit, so so trying to manage work-life balance and I don't talk too much about it, but like Wood was talking, just that connection I have with people. I've gotten those phone calls from not just Widow, different people, and I'm just another dude with resources, and that to me is such an amazing, like, people can confide in me and trust in me to, hey, I don't know what to do. I got this scenario going on. How do you help? And just having that awareness of, all right, cool. First off, take a deep breath and acknowledge it in myself.
Yep.
Like realizing what the hell's about to happen and how serious is it? Because the first time I had that conversation with somebody and try to calm them down, that shit was scary. I'm not gonna lie. That hotline that I advocate for, I pick up the hotline. I call myself because thankfully, so this is above just the nation. This is actually someone in the Elite Superfan group, anyways, reached out to me and said, somebody's about to call you. You need to talk them down a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm shitting bricks. Mind you, I advocate nonstop suicide prevention, mental health. And that phone call is still scary. So I picked up the number. I called the hotline and said, hey, I just needed to talk to somebody and vent and get ready to put myself in a good situation to be a voice for that person. And thankfully, I mean, a little bit of my experience and what I've gone through and the trainings I've been through helped me a little bit. And but then also for me, again, keep going back to her. My fiance she's got a little bit of with education and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's someone I can confide to with a lot of stuff. And she has provided me a lot of resources and made me realize
that's a blessing, man.
I can take shit from, I don't really take shit from too many people. I'm not on Facebook. I don't really, it's just not me. But with her, when she calls me out on something, that shit stings. Yeah. There's two people in the world that can do that to me. My mom and her. When they really make myself look at myself and think, damn, I'm fucking up, or damn, I completely missed. I'm so tunnel vision on one thing where for the longest I was focused on my dad being gone, my best friend being gone. And he's like, she's the one that called me on and go, why don't you fucking focus on the lessons that they gave you, what they brought to the world? And it changed my perspective.
Let me tell you real quick, Squid. If you ever, brother, ever feel some type of way about anything, please call me, brother. I'm gonna give you my number on IG. We talked already. I'm gonna shoot it to you. I most definitely would love for you to call. I don't care if it's 3, 4 in the morning. Give me a call, brother, because that's what we do over here. I want to make sure, man, because I have those thoughts too sometimes, and it's scary because literally I have the perfect I have the perfect life. I have a wife, I have kids, I have a great job, I have a passion that I love with the Raiders that I get to experience, and it's crazy that we can't control those thoughts. You know what I mean? It really is. And I would tell everybody in the chat. I'm gonna get to these super chats in a minute. I want to read these, but 2 weeks on social media, 2 weeks off. That helped me a lot. Like I just deleted my Facebook. I use my IG and my YouTube because I do a show. And I just kind of post and I leave. But it helped me a lot with my anxiety because social media it just triggers a lot, especially Facebook. I had to let that go for a while because just the negativity on there alone is it's crazy. And I know, Widow, you know a lot about it. I know. Well, I see. You know, go ahead, love. Go ahead. I want to hear.
It's mostly the negativity that I see is on Twitter. It's the depressing stuff that I see on Facebook, and it's of no fault of anyone else. It's usually, hey, pray for me. I'm sick, and I always do. I'm glad to be able to do that, but it's like every time, especially during COVID. I know that this last year and a half has really hit a lot of us that have anxiety and depression because we're isolated, you know, and I know that a lot of us that have depression and anxiety, we're introverts, like, and extroverts at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain, but
it is. I know exactly what you're saying.
Ambiverts.
All of it.
But getting on Facebook, I just see a lot of people sick and this is happening, or they lost their job, and I'm like, oh my God, like I just feel so bad, you know, and it makes me get all anxious and, you know, super paranoid about COVID and everything else, and you know, trying to stay away from that. Now I got to worry about that, and it's tough. But Twitter is super toxic when it comes to Raider Nation. Like that's the worst. Like I don't understand. Anybody behind a keyboard can just say some of those things that they say. I'm like, damn, dude, what? Like, get a life, man. We're supposed to be.
I just go on there, drop my stuff, and I head out.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're all wearing silver and black. We all want the team to win. So shut the hell up. Just man, you can have a difference of opinion without making it personal. And it's so I've blocked so many people. I don't even care. People are like, oh, I don't block people. I'm like, good for you. I do. I don't care.
Hey, real quick. Thank you, Swin Raider. This show is not about, I promise y'all, this is not about donations. This is about just real life. I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel because we're trying to do. I want to do something different over here. I know a lot of the nation deal with this stuff, but like I said, I appreciate you guys. I thank you, but I promise y'all, this is not that show. You do not have to do that, but I'm going to put you guys up and show you real quick. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Swin. She said, I have a lot of anxiety and panic attacks. A lot of it started after becoming a mom, and I've completely shut down. I have ended up in the hospital. Jackie, for someone like me, I had twin boys, and when I had my twins, I was in between jobs. This was 8 years ago, and the stress levels were through the roof. I ended up in the hospital, I believe, 2 or 3 times with anxiety attacks and panic attacks. I've been there. For those who don't know, Jackie has a new Raider channel, and I know that that's going to be a great outlet for her as well. So anybody that's in the chat, make sure you subscribe to Jackie the Raiderette and talk to her. She goes through this stuff like we do. Talk to her and talk great things into existence for her. Don't go on there with the toxic shit. We know how that goes. We don't want to trigger any of our sisters or brothers. Keep it positive. And if you ain't got nothing positive to say, keep that shit moving.
Show women respect.
There you go. There you go. Especially our women, especially our queens. Shout out to Dustin. Thank you, brother, for the donation. You're a true one graphic. You really do care about the Raider family and the nation. And we're truly blessed to know you, bro. Thanks for reaching up to the people that need help. Keep up the great work, bro. Raider Nation for life, baby. I appreciate you, brother. This is deeper than anything for me. For those who don't know, before I started my Raider show, I was already talking about starting a nonprofit for mental health. I actually have a video and song called Mental Health, where it was on pretty much all the major platforms on music. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to both of you guys to check it out.
I definitely gotta check it out.
Testimony. It's my whole testimony, and I talk about all the stuff that I dealt with. But this is a blessing to be able to speak to speak about this, and to still have our people, you know, come in and be able to speak theirs as well. I think y'all. I don't think y'all understand how much I really appreciate you guys for being here tonight. I want to get more detail real quick. Hold on, I got one more real quick. Shout out to Chuckles. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much, sir. And also Night of the Shield, my brother, Night of the Shield. We're going to be doing the show soon as well, brother. You guys are all amazing. I needed to hear this. The nation is one. We need to do a show soon too, brother. I'm praying that me, you, Mikey Raider, and Watts can do one soon. We already been promoting it. We'll see what happens with that. But shout out to Night of the Shield. It's great to see you back doing your videos, brother. I also know that Mikey deals with anxiety and depression as well. So it's very tough to get him out. He's kind of in the shell right now, but I'm working on getting him out of that. How does football, because I know like we've been dealing with a losing team for almost 37 years. Do you think that contributes to the depression and anxiety as well? Because it's like, holy shit, like we love this thing so much. And it's like, I think like, it's like, if I win a Super Bowl in my lifetime, I'm just going to be like, you know what? I can die now. You know what I'm saying? But this football trigger you guys outside of the social media stuff and all the other stuff, because I know the nation feels this. Like, does football trigger you because we deal with a lot of L's in our lifetime?
So honestly, for me, I kind of flip it, and I see this as what I focus on. For my lifetime, I've only been a Raider fan for about 20 years or so. I started right before our Super Bowl era, so I've seen fucking 2 winning seasons in my fucking lifetime. Like it's fucking 16 and right before the Super. Like we've been trash. There's no other way to say it. But the nation to me is the reason the reason I do what I do. The reason I'm here and seeing this unity. The fact that for the love of a fucking team, I have friends in Germany. I have friends in London. Like I have people that if I'm in Germany, I have somebody that without a doubt, boom, I got you. People in Dallas, people all over the globe that if I need something, and I've seen it constantly happen with a nation where we come together.
Yes.
Somebody passes away, we come together to pitch in, granted, whether it be monetary or in person.
Yes.
And it's bigger than football to me. I can't do anything about the athletes that do what they do and get paid a lot of money to fucking perform that, well, don't. But we can control this. And this is why I love coming on here and doing this and helping put a face to this. Like there's no, I'm just me. Like
I completely understand, brother. I get it.
It's one of those things. I didn't see it before. I guess I might have been blind to it because I wasn't involved with it, but I didn't see too many people talking about it. And that's one of the things I want to change. I want to be the first, like not the first, but I want to be one of the people out there that look, I've been to hell and back. I'm not special. Yeah. I'm just another person that goes through it. And if I can do it with the support system that I have, let me be one of those tools, one of those pieces in your support chain to help you get through it.
Let me stop you real quick, brother, and say, also, we appreciate you, man, for your time in the military and for what you do for us. I know you probably hear it here and there, but you need to hear it more. That's something you need to hear daily because what you're doing for our country, people don't tend to understand what that does to you mentally. Like that, like I have a brother that deals with PTSD. He was in the military for 8 years. He wakes up swinging at the air sometimes because of the shit he's seen. He's seen his best friend get killed in front of him, shot in his head. The stuff that our military, that our troops see is insane. So I just want you to understand, brother, that I appreciate you for your time with the military. And brother, like I said, anything. We're not done yet. I want to hear more about you guys' stories, but I appreciate you, brother. I really, really do.
Amen.
Yeah, for sure. Black Widow, tell me a little bit more. Where did your story start with the depression and anxiety? How did you know something was off?
So I was bullied really bad in grade school, like typical, whatever. And people are like, oh, every kid is bullied. Yeah. Well, I had like rocks thrown at me every day. Like, I mean, it was hardcore bullying and I just couldn't get past it. And when I was in 4th grade and told my mom I wanted to kill myself, that was, fourth grade saying that. Actually, I take that back. It was 3rd grade. It was 3rd grade because my teacher at the time, Mrs. Sandhoff, she was an evil woman. And basically my mom was a teacher in the same school and she didn't like my mom. So she took it out on me. And she treated me worse than anybody else in the class. And then, you know, I had all the kids bullying me too. The principal did not care. And so one day I came home from school, and my mom knew what was going on. I mean, my mom and I were, you know, I told her everything, but, you know, I just told her that I would rather die. And she was like, oh, it's real serious. So, you know, immediately started counseling. I'm forever in debt to my mother, God rest her soul, for all that. And, you know, she helped me get through a lot of, I'm sorry.
No, talk it. This is the good thing. We want to see the emotion because it's real. And I want you to understand, if anybody ever does something when I'm around, I'm beating shit down their legs, Black Widow. I am beating shit down somebody's legs if somebody fucks with you around me. I promise you that. No, we built a little different over here. Somebody does anything to either one of y'all, we beating shit down legs.
Well, it rarely happens now. Every once in a while, some moron will come on social media and be like, oh, you're a woman, you don't know shit about football, get back in the kitchen, you know, the whole degrading women shit. And I'm like, bro, I'm
stupid as fuck.
I ain't got time for you.
Yeah.
I've had this one person who keeps making fake accounts on Instagram and has sent me some of those vile DMs and comments that you could possibly imagine. Like the day after my mom passed away, he told me some pretty evil stuff, and I was like, all right, man, you know, that's I just block him and move on. I don't even pay attention to it because all I want is the attention. And so I just block him, and you know, they want to keep making accounts, that's on their soul, not mine. So
and it sucks because in my struggles, I've had to block family. I've had to block friends, not because I you know, I don't love them, but because I have to protect my peace by any means necessary. I have to. Like, I have a sister. I love her to death. She's probably on this live right now. I had to block her from everything on social media because it's just all over the place, and she deals with it too. And I love my sister to death. She deals with depression, anxiety. I believe she's bipolar as well, and it sucks to hear that, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, sometimes you have to protect your peace by any means, because certain people know how to deal with it, certain people don't. I find myself going into a room and just hiding when I can't deal with it. And I have too much going on in my life to be able to do that. So I would tell anybody in the chat, you know, protect your peace by any means necessary. Everyone that truly loves you is not going to put you in a situation where you have to mentally take a step back and be like, holy shit. Like, if they know what you deal with, you got to block them. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I'm gonna tell you this, no one in 3rd or 4th grade ever deserves that kind of treatment. So understand that wasn't your fault. That wasn't you. It was just the people around you. And that made you stronger. And now look, you're a Raider fan. Look, we're built different. We're the strongest people in the world. Like, for real. So shout out to you. Shout out to you, and shout out to your newfound strength. And keep trucking, because I'm telling you now, that shit's in the past. I know you got a husband that protects you by any means. That's all that matters. When you find good people in your life like you guys have and like I have, that's so crazy that we all deal with the same shit, but we all have a backbone. That's so solid, because I know people that deal with this shit and they don't. And I can only imagine what that even feels like, dealing with it when you don't have someone that has your back through it all. You know what I'm saying? Squid, same thing, brother. Same thing, man. Let's talk about it, brother.
About what? Sorry.
Pretty much. Where did it start? Did it start in the military, or did it start? No. You said it happened when your friend passed, right? At 16.
So yeah, that was really my, like, I didn't know what the fuck to do. My friend was just killed, so that fucking kind of remorse of, damn, what if I had gone out? Granted, what would have been different? Realistically, I might have been shot. I might have been killed. Yeah. So that's the reality of what probably could have, maybe would have happened. I may have been worse. My trauma may have been worse, but I think it started then, and then just kind of through the years, it was something I didn't go to counseling at 16. I did normal kid things to help cope with it. Yeah. And I'll leave it at that. And then joined the military, which probably one of the best decisions I ever could have made. Yeah, it's put me to hell and back like normal. I mean, I'm not going to say hell and back. Let's be real. It hasn't been that bad. It's what you make it. You know what I mean? So the normal stresses of work and
mine started when I was about, my mother and father left when I was 3 years old. My dad was on crack. He ran the streets. My mom moved away, got remarried. My grandmother raised me. When she passed, I just didn't give a shit anymore. It was just like, fuck everything. I found a woman, my first love. I was with her for almost 7 years. About 10 years ago, she was shot and killed, murder suicide. And then at a young age, my best friend was shot at a Motel 6. So just like everything, like just literally just continued to just mount up. And when I finally was at an age where I was like, I can really be like, holy, what, like, take it all in. I kind of was just like, I don't really care anymore. You know what I mean? It took for me to really meet my wife, for me to understand, like, okay, it's there is a real reason to still go. I mean, I was kicked out of school.
It's crazy.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
It's crazy you say. Sorry for jumping in, but that's
okay.
Literally what it took. All these things bundled up inside for me to realize, oh shit! Like, why am I not talking to somebody about this?
Yes,
I've had it like you're sharing right now your story. Like all these little things, they're not really little things, but all these things in life and experiences.
Yeah,
just rolling, and I never faced them. I never faced them head on. I didn't really come to reality that my boy's gone. Like, 15 years plus, but it was still pent up aggression inside, and that's what it took.
Yeah,
that was the my oh shit moment.
Yeah,
where like therapy, I was ready to go to therapy. Yeah. Granted, I got pushed to it, and I'm glad I did by work and my fiance, but it was the bent up through the years. And
well, brother, you still here right now. When was the last time? Because I know we deal with this on the daily. When was the last time it was tough for you, Widow? Like what you said today was a pretty tough day, right?
Today was bad. One of the worst ones that I've had in a while, to be honest. And I probably cried about 6 times a day, and I'm laughing because that's how I cope.
Yes.
So I apologize. I'm not trying to make light of the situation.
No, hell no. That's what we have to do. We have to do that.
Yeah.
My brother does the same thing. My brother says if he doesn't laugh, he's probably going to end up killing something. So I get it. I get it.
Yesterday and today, because we still don't know if we're closing on Friday, and it's just been hell on earth. Nothing has gone right with this move, and it's like, can I get a fucking break, please? And that's kind of where I hit my breaking point today, because we were supposed to hear today if we're moving Friday or not, and we still don't know. Yeah. And legally, they have to tell us by tomorrow. So, but the good news is we got an update saying that we're on track. So that's the best that they can give us. So I'm like, all right, no news is good news, I guess. But today was really, really hard. And it was funny because I was actually thinking about the show, and while I was having one of my anxiety attacks and my crying fits, and I was like, man, I guess I got to talk about this today. So,
but you know what? No, this is what it was meant for. Like, as much as I don't want you to deal with that type of shit, it's great that you happen today. So now you have a platform we can all talk about it.
Yeah.
Because this is where my anxiety comes in now, because I'm so stressed out now, because every time everything starts going good, I know something bad is going to happen.
Yep.
And that's what makes, I'm like, oh my God, I just moved into my new house, just got a new car, we're doing really good, and I'm like, something's gonna happen.
When's the shoe gonna drop?
Yeah, and when we moved in, I just lost a good friend a couple of weeks ago, and I knew it was gonna happen. And then someone else, he was a really close friend of mine, but there's someone else that I knew was more of just a confidant. I knew he passed after that, and I was like, holy shit. Last night, I talked to my dad for the first time. He's been in a coma for 8 months. He had 2 strokes, and he had COVID. And I heard his voice last night, and I feel like that right there, like, helped me with this show. I was like, you know what? This is so crazy that I've talked to this man after all these years of not really talking to him ever, and him dealing with his stuff. I had to say, you know what? Let me take a step back. I'm 37 now. I forgive him for not being there. I love you, man. Just to hear his voice, it made me like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, I still have a chance to get to know this man. You know what I mean? And
yeah, it's not too late, man.
At all. And to hear his voice, it really, I'm like, I was excited about this show tonight because I'm like, I get to talk to my brothers and sisters about this type of shit. I was actually live last night when it happened and I had to go. I'm like, hey, my dad called. I got to go, y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Squid, man, let me ask you this real quick, brother, because a lot of people, shout out to everybody in the chat that's saying thank you for your service as well, brother. Where can everybody follow you guys at? Because I want everybody, just if this is okay with you guys, I would love for us to be outlets for the nation. You know what I mean? Like if they're going through a day, hit us up in our inbox, hit us up on our walls, on Facebook, wherever we are, and just say, hey, do you have a second? Because I live for this. I go through it every day, and I want to be able to help other people with it. Where can we follow you at, Squid?
Raider Squid. So mostly on Instagram and Facebook, Raider Squid. You type in, it's Raider_Squid, I think, on Instagram, and then on Facebook, same thing.
There you go.
To touch on that moment though about what triggered, I have moments. I absolutely. And I'm aware of it, and I know it's coming for the most part. Like I know just the way everything played out in my life.
Yeah.
February to March is just shitty. That's when I lost about 5 people, and I just know it. Yeah. But that acknowledgement and realizing that about myself and telling my fiance clearly knows, my mom knows, I've come to realize that around that time frame, normally a month or two, so December time, I look at going to therapy again or counseling because I expect it to just be little things that trigger.
Yeah.
Kind of random, but watching the Vanessa Bryant talking about Kobe making the Hall, that felt so fucking good for me to cry. I cried pretty much the entire time, and it's I think like right now when you're talking about your dad and just the way things resonate with me, like that's what I did right before my dad passed. I had a good connection with him. I did, but my fiance and then a friend of mine overseas when I was with him, he's like, bro, you got to fucking talk to your dad more. And right, like crazy how things happen. He hit me with that. Like him and my fiance were the ones that were like, hey, you're fucking up. Yeah. Make a bigger effort. And that's something that, I mean, I'm sure people can relate. Like that
pride and ego can be a thing, man.
That shit.
Yeah. Like, and shout out to Dustin.
I'm fucking glad I did.
Shout out to Dustin White, my brother, man, a very faithful guy of the channel. I lost my best friend of 30 years last night, died in a gas station all alone. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. You have access to me. If you need to talk, brother, most definitely I'm here for you, King. So if you need to talk about anything, sorry to hear that, brother. And just know I'm here for you, and we're all here for you. Shout out to my brother Emmerich real quick. You made it through, bro, and you're still going, brother. For those who don't know, Squid stupid. Emmerich's my brother. I grew up with him my whole life. He's been around. He's seen me homeless. He's seen me go through all that shit. I mean, I used to get kicked out the house or run away, and I'd go live in his house for a year. It just was what it was. Like, that's the kind of childhood I dealt with. So shout out to my brother Emmerich, bro. You know I love you to death. Dick Vitale, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Everybody that's going in the chat and that's speaking on their testimonies, thank you guys. I'm reading all of them. I just want to get my brother and sisters stories as well. So it's kind of hard to bounce back and forth. But I'm reading everything, y'all. Trust me. Let me see. Where can we follow you at, Black Widow?
Yeah, I'm mostly on Instagram at Black Widow Raiderette. And Instagram, on Twitter as Black Widow R8R.
Okay.
And yeah, but if you type in Black Widow Raiderette, it should come up too.
There you go. Let me get some questions in real quick. Let's get some guys in. Just being real, I deal with anger and hate because I've never felt accepted by my dad. He was always telling me I wasn't good enough. And brother, you don't deserve that at all, Raider Joe. What would you guys say to my guy? I mean, how do you deal with something like that? Because that's your dad. I mean, it's like shit. Like,
I wish I had something to say. I cannot relate. I still have an amazing relationship with my father. I am so sorry that you don't get to feel that love and acceptance. It's a great feeling. And
Yeah.
the only thing that I can really say is find somebody that maybe could be a father figure to you, and that doesn't necessarily mean somebody that's older than you either. That can be anybody that can be a support system and give you advice that life advice that you need.
And I think, he touched on
Is your YouTube on?
Can you hear me? Nah.
Okay, the echo went away. It went away.
Okay.
Go ahead, brother.
He mentioned was. So to me, that's in the past stuff, and seeing one, accepting everything. First thing, it starts with you, and accepting what was. You can't change the past. Like, as much as we would love to bring our loved ones back or change situations, ain't shit we can do about it. What is done is done, and a lot of it is, how do you deal with this situation you're in now?
Yes.
So accepting that and knowing that, it happened. How do you grow from here? Again, I'm not a counselor, but is the dad willing to make amends, move on from what happened, squash it, and like you said, coming at peace and building that relationship now, because Father Time gonna get us all.
You can never really replace that fatherly love and that motherly love. Like, to grow up without both of them, that was tough for me. But my grandmother had so much love that, like, I felt like I didn't miss out on anything. It was just like my grandmother took that role. So when she passed away, I seen her fight cancer for 10 years. And it was because she wanted to still be there for me. Tough situation, but brother, just keep fighting, man. Just keep fighting. And I know you're an adult now. Use that energy to your kids or the relationships that you have now. Because I'm telling you now, bro, if he's not willing to be there for you now, it's not even worth it, man. You can't use a lot. You can't use your energy on other people that don't want to be involved with it. It's just you're gonna keep living in that same trance. So prayers for you and your family, brother. I hope that everything works out. Dick Vitale says, all you dads and moms that can coach youth sports, it's a great way to reach hurting children. I absolutely love it. I love that. I somebody YouTube on something going in the back.
That's gotta be Squid. It sounds like Darth Vader.
Oh, that might have been me breathing. My bad. That might have been me breathing.
No,
my
good.
bad. I get hot. I had to take it off. That shit, look. I was telling Widow before the show, like, I have a little personal fan that cuts on from here and there, but it's hot. Right. I think finding an avenue that to me, above all else, everybody's got, with whether it be music, YouTube, just the general, like, this has been a platform for me. By all means, clear. This isn't clearly what I do, what else I do, but it has absolutely been a resource for me. Just as much as I know I'm reaching some people, it's therapeutic for myself.
Yeah.
To know that just being here for somebody, like, and just having a voice, and all of this to me really is because of my pops. Like, there's no other way. Like, it's what pushed me into this direction. And
to see my sons, they know when I'm going through it.
Yep.
And like they'll be like, Daddy, it's that time. Like, because they know when I'm stressed out and I'm getting to that point. And like, to hear that brings me out of it. It truly does, because I'm like, wake up. Like, you got to be stronger than what sometimes we can all afford to be weak here and there. I'm sorry, man. Like, I cry. I don't care where I've been. I could be the most gangster in the world. I cry. I will come in my man cave, play my music, and then get it all out, because sometimes that's what we need to do. We got to push out, because you can't hold that all in, man.
And we need people to see that. Yeah. That's one of the biggest pieces. Look, let people fucking, and I hate pushing on the men or whatever, but too many times we have this pride in ourselves where we can't. I've cried in front of people, and I'm gonna continue to do it.
Well, it's a lot of a sense of toxic masculinity that I can't show myself crying because other men might judge me. Like, who gives a shit? Get that shit out. That's healthy for you.
Yep. It's a sign of strength to me. If I see a grown man crying, it means, look, especially in public, like, good on him. Good on him being comfortable with himself and being. You got to let it out sometimes.
That's
and knowing
strength.
that about yourself.
That's
like,
strength. To me, that's strength.
Like, yup, absolutely.
To be able to be that man that can say, you know what, I'm putting it out there. It is what it is. Look, we can afford to be emotional wrecks here and there too, man. It is what it is. I mean, this is real shit.
Get it out, cool, push it out and go.
Shout out to Edgar. He says, thank you for what you guys are doing. Salute all three of you guys. It takes a lot to do this. Staying mute is worse. Spread the word. Salute. I know we've been on for about an hour. You guys got a couple more minutes or you guys got to go?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Let's get a couple more questions in real quick before we wrap it up. Shout out to my brother Terrence. He said, I try to cry once a day. It keeps me humble. There's nothing wrong with that. Whatever you got to do, man, to bounce back, I'm not mad at you, T, at all. Fresno County said, real men cry. God gave us emotions.
Amen.
And women. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Look, life is hard, y'all. Life is hard. This shit is not easy. I don't care how easy some of us can make it look. This shit is difficult as fuck. Like,
that's another thing. Like what you see on social media is not someone's full life. So please never compare yourself to somebody else based on what you see on social media. Because I guarantee everybody's going through something.
Everybody.
And you don't know unless you talk to people. You have no clue by seeing Joe Schmo on the street or anybody on the street, without talking to them. And I love it. I'm a big fan of diversity, and I like food and beer, and I like all that good stuff that comes with it too. But learning from people's experiences, knowing that what have you gone through and what got you to where you are, it's something I'm learning to love. And again, fucking keep plugging my fiance. She's big on this, and like, what got you to where you are? What led up to this? And seeing that, and especially now that it's seeing the sign of strength. I had no idea about this. I mean, being honest, uncut. Raw conversation with Graphic. I didn't know about Graphic's story. I knew a little bit about Widow from talking to her in the past, but just hearing that, knowing that, cool, if I hear somebody talking about that or having that realm, well, shit, I know I may not be the person to talk to. Yeah. But I may push him towards, hey, the homie got it, and he may be able to help you out, or how he dealt with it and having these experiences.
And I've seen throughout this pandemic, I mean, you know, it's very easy I'm gonna be really honest with y'all. I've stayed so busy throughout this pandemic that like my anxiety has been at an all-time low. My depression has been at an all-time low. Wintertime is my trigger. When it starts to get gray outside, it's like, oh shit. Like,
don't move up here. Don't move to the Pacific Northwest. That shit gray year round.
Oh man, there you go, bro. But like, you know, I feel like I've seen on Facebook a lot. We've lost a lot of Raider Nation people. Like, I've seen people kill themselves. I've seen people die from COVID. I've seen people die from cancer. Life is short, y'all. Like, we have to show each other more support. If somebody's crying out for help, don't get on there and be like, oh, you hella whack for say, what can I do? Or just a prayer. It's something as easy as prayers, family. I don't think y'all understand how far that shit goes. You know what I mean? As human beings, we need to be a lot more sympathetic and say, you know what? Prayers to you. I don't care if it's a Chiefs fan, a Broncos fan, a Chargers fan, a Niners fan, whatever. If you see anyone going through it, this is humanity. Just, hey, prayers to you, because you never know. Like, you never know. I've had a few people tell me that my music saved them, or that just a tweet or something I put on Facebook like had them go for another day. Like, that shit means more to me than anything, because I know there was times where I needed to hear that shit and I didn't, so I had to keep fighting on my own. Yeah, you know what I mean? But come on, nation. You know, everybody in the chat, I know everybody goes through. We have to get better. We have to become better human beings. We're in this age now where this troll shit is real. We have to stop with that. Let's keep back to being real and bigging up our brothers and sisters, because at the end of the day, we're all we got. It is what it is.
I like what Black Widow does. She don't give people the time of day. Just hit that blog button and keep it going. If you see something, let's say on some basic shit, somebody posting some Niner stuff, I don't got time for it. That's cool. Support your team. Got it. Keep scrolling. You might be the homie, but all it takes is a cute little scroll. I don't got to sit here, and it's not worth the time for myself.
No, not at all. And people don't realize that if you don't deal with anxiety and depression, it's not really easy to let those go. It's not. Like in your head, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. Mind my business. But it weighs on you. You know what I mean? Anyone that deals with anxiety and depression or anything like that, bipolar disorder, that shit weighs on you. And you can go home and feel like you had the greatest day in the world and be like, you know what? That one person called me fat or overweight or this or that. And it's like, you know what? I want to end it. And I don't think that people tend to realize that it's that easy. It's just something that's that small that someone will end it all. We have to get better as human beings. We have to get better as brothers and sisters. We have to support each other. If you see Widow or you see Squid online and they're crying out for help, be that help. Don't go on, or me too. Me as well. Don't be the guy to tell us to do the total opposite, because you never know what can happen. Some people,
and that's one thing I'm learning through this process is it may seem easy for us on the outside looking in. When I was told I got to work, blah, 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 I went to go seek help. That person was busy and I walked away. Thankfully, it took somebody that was there to realize, no, this person is going to make the time. Yeah. And again, this is something that we're beat into our head. You got something going on, go see this person. So I did. And that person was busy and I got turned around, and then someone else came behind and said, nah, he's got to see you and make that time. So even if we see that we think this is easy, oh, why does this person just not talk to that person? You don't know what that anxiety or what triggers they got going on that we think, what the fuck, the answer is right in front of you. Yeah. They don't see that answer, even if it's fucking smacking them right here in the face, and you just don't know. And acknowledging that and seeing that, it's fucking scary. There's no other way. Like, it's fucking scary that, like you said, something so small may trigger you, but that's so small for you is something massive for them, and that's what you don't see.
For sure. Shout out to Tom real quick, man, to be brave enough to come out and say, I haven't left my room in 2 years with depression. You guys are my outlet. Thank y'all so much. Raiders. Thank you, brother. Look, man, Tom, anytime you want to talk, brother, hit me up on IG. Hit me up. You can give me your number, brother. I will call you. We got to get you out that room. We got to get you back to living real life. There's a lot to live for out here, King. And if you want to talk about any of that, make sure you hit me up, and we can definitely build and try to get you out of that mind state. But thank you, brother. And like I said, you guys do not have to. This is not one of them nights at all. Like, I appreciate you guys for being here. This is a usual Raiders show, and to see everybody just so involved and leaving their comments, this is great. This is really, really great. And I feel like maybe us three, I'm going to start doing this every Monday. Yes, in the chat, I'm going to be doing it every Monday. Maybe we can start something where we can do something where we can all get involved and get more of the nation involved as well. Whether it's a nonprofit or it's something where we can get that just generates a lot of awareness towards mental health.
Well, I have an idea, because I do a lot of my charity raffles. I already have my next one set up, but maybe for the beginning of next year we can work on doing one for mental health awareness. I would love that.
That would be great. And I would love to use my platform, and I know all you guys will be able to use yours. Let's do it. I mean, let's do it, because man, I'm a huge advocate of that. I don't think people realize I've been a Raider fan since I was 3 years old, born into it. But before I started this channel, I was going to do a mental health channel. And I said, you know what? I can talk my Raiders. I know them in and out. It's going to be more easier. And I'm happy I went that route, because now I have a lot of people here where I can talk about this shit. And now we have this platform, or now we can do this type of stuff. So thank you, everybody, man, for being a part of this. I want to say
one of my favorite pieces about this is, yes, and there's no one, I've said it. I love when I talk to people at work, and everybody at work knows who I am, knows, yeah, cool, I work, but I'm a big Raider fan. There's no missing it. Fucking, I got a picture of me and a few of the guys in Vegas. Like, there's no, I got black hole shit. Like, it's everywhere. But one of my favorite pieces of on top of fucking, I love my team. I love the nation. Being an advocate, literally being like on, fuck, this is the patch on my coat.
It's okay to not be okay.
Like, the patch on my coat, like, I'm actually working. The reason I kind of threw on a little bit of shout out to the homie Joker is I got a shirt being made right now with Joker pretty much designed the front to give people walking, like, phone numbers posted. I'm working on it right now, so it'll be out soon.
Dope, man.
All money goes towards the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, but I'm also looking at local avenues to donate to, like with my advocacy. I'm blessed to be in a position where I don't. Yes. All of it goes towards fucking nonprofit. Last year, my passions were able to help feed kids, and it really is a blessing to be out here and do this. Like,
you know what, baby? Would you guys be down? I don't know if you've seen it, but I have a clothing line. It's called Oak Las Vegas, and it's been gaining a lot of traction. Shout out to the nation for supporting it. I would like to maybe put a T-shirt together with all three of us on it, and maybe we can get some more of our people. And all the proceeds will go to. We'll pick a foundation and we'll put it towards that. I think that would be great. I would love to do that. I would love to whatever I need to do, invest my time and my money into that. I would love to do that. That'd be fire.
That'd be awesome. I'm all right with it.
I'm gonna reach out to my brother Violator too. I've had him on a few times on the show. I'm gonna reach out to him and see if he wants to be a part of it as well. I know he would for sure want to.
And that's something so crazy you bring up Violator, but it's somebody to me that so fucking humble from day one when I met him. And granted, I met him before I knew what I was doing, but people like Violator, people like Rilla, to me, people like Widow, Resendez were me coming up, needing advice, and just on a personal level, but on a fandom, like, be yourself. Like, I don't know, when anytime Violator talks, I'm a little kid just sitting there listening. Like, let me fucking sit here in class paying more attention than I did in school. Yeah. Like, hold on, Violator's talking. Like, I don't know.
Hey, Squid, weren't you out there? You were at the video shoot, right?
Home open? I was in home opener. That was the last thing I did here. Yeah, that was actually my first.
You were in my video, weren't you in Soul Nation?
I know the back is in somebody's video, but I don't remember.
No,
that was 2 days of fucking sleep deprived.
You were at Tommy T's, right? Or Tommy
Rockers or home opener? When?
I got you. I think I have you in my video. Man. I'm gonna send you the video. I think you're actually in my Soul Nation video.
I know the back is on it with the world patches is on somebody's video. But
yep.
I think that came out on somebody. Yep.
Yeah, I think that was Soul Nation.
2 days of no sleep and like not even on a drink level. Like it's just literally fucking land and go.
Y'all made my night. This needs to be done once a week, y'all. Thank you, M. Bass says depression is real, doc. I dealt with it for years. There is a light. That is true. And sometimes we just need somebody to shed it on us. You know what I mean? And we're here. I want to tell you guys, man, I don't want to run this too much. Next week, I'm going to do a lot. I'm going to do some homework. I want to get some more stats up. I want to do some statistics. Get people like today. I wanted to just be organic. I wanted to talk to my brother and sister about their stories. Next week, I'm gonna really break some stuff down and get to the nitty gritty of it. But I appreciate you guys. I thank you guys so much for coming on and telling your stories. I would love to have you guys back at some point.
Absolutely.
I will be doing this every Monday. If you guys ever reach out, all I'm gonna do is send you the link. Just say last name. You know what I mean? One more time, guys, for those who don't know. Tell everybody where to follow you at one more time because I would love for everybody to go follow my brother and sister. Shout out to Black Widow and Squid. First, you, Widow.
I'm on Instagram as Black Widow Raiderette and Twitter Black Widow R8R.
There you go. Shout out to Black Widow and her Instagram page be smacking.
I told her I get my info like with the nation comes from you, Graphic, Black Widow. You put me on Raider Scout. Like, what's his name? Yeah. Is that it? Scout? Yep. You put me on Scout. You put me on Honcho. Like, look, I'm not going to lie. I don't post that much Raider stuff because I just follow you guys. So I'm literally just reposting what you guys are sharing.
Yeah.
But I'm on Raider_Squid. That's the main thing for Instagram. I do use Facebook, but that's one where, I have a line of personal and Squid, but Raider_Squid is Instagram.
Maybe one day we can get you guys to start some YouTube pages.
I have one.
You do?
Yeah, I just really I rarely post, and I got some stuff on there though. But I never like promote it or anything.
I'm going to subscribe to that right now. And
I gotta send you a link.
I want to get you guys more involved on YouTube because it's a lot more easier with all these StreamYards and all these different live streaming services. It's so easy to like network. If you guys both have a YouTube channel, we can all go live together, and you know what I mean. And I'm gonna talk to y'all about this.
Okay.
Real quick, shout out to Jerry. Thank you, brother, for becoming a member on the YouTube channel. I appreciate you, brother. What was you gonna say, Squid?
So last year, actually, while I was in Vegas, one of the things I was there to do was I put together a video of a bunch of different people, and not just the nation. It was kind of nice having other fan bases. I know Widow was a part of it, Widow Rondo, where it was suicide prevention and awareness, and it was a little plug for that. I'll send you the link and I'll share it, but it is out there. I try to do a little bit of that type of like video clip montage. So I'll send it to you.
Well, there we go. Real quick, last comment. Knock Andrew, appreciate you, brother. Graphic, Widow, Squid, much love to all three of you guys. Thank you guys very much. Everybody's showing up. I love it, man, to see this many people in the chat tonight for something that's so brand new, for something that a lot of people, most people, 9 out of 10 people are afraid to talk about this type of shit. I hope that I can use there you go. There you go, Squid. Talk that real shit.
I love it. That's dope.
Where can I get that at, bro?
Honestly, I think I bought it on Amazon or eBay.
I'm gonna go find one of those tonight. And I'm gonna send you guys my link too. I want you guys to see my song and my video.
All right.
I actually shot it at Oko the last day we were ever Oakland Raiders. So yeah, but it's a real life story though. I think you guys are really get it. But thank you guys, like I said, so much. I love you both. Thank you guys so much for your testimonies. And I'm going to reach out to you guys after this. And like I said, I'd love to get you guys on again on future shows. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Nation. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all. And we out.
Bye, bye.